Hello everyone, Merry Christmas. I hope the holidays are treating you well out there. If they're not, don't worry, you have me, and we're going to talk about Violent Night. Violent Night was directed by Tommy Wirkola? Violent Night was directed by Tommy Wirkola and is about a group of mercenaries attacking the estate of a wealthy family during Christmas. But little do the mercenaries know that Santa, David Harbour, is here to save the day. Violent Night is great. I had a fantastic time with this movie. To give you an even briefer summary, it's Die Hard with Santa. What more could you want? Is this not the best idea ever? No, it's not. We have Die Hard. That is a Christmas movie. I will fight this to the death. This movie, though, Violent Night, is great on its own. Just in concept, it is enough to carry this entire film. Anytime that David Harbour is on screen, he absolutely steals the show. He makes this absolutely worth seeing. Unfortunately, it's everyone else in this movie that kind of lets it down. Remember to keep the premise of Die Hard in mind, where there's hostages in Die Hard. Outside of one child, every single hostage in this movie is not likable. You don't really root for Santa to get these guys out and save the day. Which is done very deliberately, and I'm not sure why. Like, I get that it's because it's a wealthy family, but just because they're wealthy doesn't mean they have to be pricks. And having the hostages not really be people you care about or root for to be saved, then it lacks a lot of motivation from the audience to give a shit and support what the hell Santa is doing. Thankfully, the one child in this film completely makes up for the lack of everyone else. Now, I like this movie, but it's in the title, violent. This movie gets very violent. It is not a kid's Christmas movie, unless your kids are pretty twisted like me. But despite its gory execution, it's actually full of a lot of heart. It hits you in the feels, and I think that little bit extra is actually going to make this film a classic in years to come, because it's not just a one-trick pony. There actually is something to come back to every year. There is a little bit there that would make you want to rewatch it when Christmas comes around. I had a lot of fun with this, but it does have its issues. It's a little bit restrained in its premise. They could have gone even further with what they had, but it just kind of does the bare minimum of what you would expect this would do. There's some inconsistencies in this movie, and there's a fair few plot holes, especially right after the climax and you stop and you start thinking about this movie. Then it starts to not be as good as it was. But if you can look past the little plot holes that you start to notice the more you peel back the layers, if you can look past them, you'll have a good time. Look, just don't go in with the expectations of taking this really seriously. It's Santa Claus. He's magic. If you can excuse some of the plot holes with that knowledge, then you're gonna have a really fun time with this. Most of the cons I have and those little plot holes that I'm mentioning are spoilery, so I won't get into great detail here. But in the end, those problems are not enough to detract from the experience. I know this movie review is pretty brief, but it's Die Hard with Santa Claus. Need I say any more? What more would you want to know? With that, I'm giving Violent Night a 7 out of 10. Very solid Christmas movie, and I think this is one of the better ones we've had over the last decade. So Violent Night, it came out a little while ago, so you might have already seen it. What did you think about it? Let me know, I want to hear. As always guys, if you haven't already, consider subscribing. If you get us to 1,000 subs, I will talk about every movie on this shelf. I haven't reminded you guys in a while, but I will pull apart this entire thing and go through it all. It will be painstaking, but I'll do it for you. As well as that, consider dropping a like on the video. It helps me out a lot, helps push this through the algorithm, because Christmas is coming and no one likes to watch YouTube when it's Christmas, so hopefully this is a little early. If you've made it through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend. Merry Christmas guys, happy holidays, and hopefully I'll catch you guys next time. Bye guys.